Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Daniel Hood Roofing. Storms. Folks, if you believe your roof has had storm damage in the last few weeks, call Daniel Hood Roofing immediately. The longer you wait, the more likely insurance companies will fight you and fight against your claim. Daniel and his team can give you a look and a free estimate. DanielHoodRoofing.com. They can take care of you. They take care of a lot of roofs of the guys on this set. We trust him. You can too. DanielHoodRoofing.com. That's just horrible. That's just wrong. It just feels so wrong to see the Big Ten and hear that music, because for so long that music has been associated with the Southeastern Conference. And of course, in 2023, the Big Ten will start running some games over on CBS, and then 2024, the SEC pulls out and takes all their stuff to ESPN and ABC. Some of those games will be right here on WATE, which is good for us. But they'll be taking all their stuff to ESPN, ABC, and CBS sort of is oh, really? You're going to do that to us? Well, we're signing a deal with the Big Ten, so they're going to take over your 3:30 slot every Saturday. And here's a little video. The minute this was announced with the Big Ten, we wanted to throw this in your face. It got some nasty reaction from fans all over the country on Twitter. David, I want to start with you. When you look at these deals from a branding perspective, well, let me put up a graphic here. I think we got this. We got I jumped ahead for my guy. Big Ten future television schedule compared to the SEC's future television schedule. The Big Ten's is set, and it is big time. They went the NFL route. They're going national. At noon, they'll always be on Fox. At 3:30, they're on CBS. At 7:30, they're now going to have an NBC primetime game, plus the Big Ten network, and they're going to do Peacock streaming. The SEC, well, we really don't know what the times are, because right now their 8 o'clock game on ABC is sometimes ACC, sometimes Big Ten. That'll go away. They're going to get in bed with Big 12 and Pac-12, you know. So is the 8 p.m. game always going to be the SEC? Are they going to start a new 3:30 there? We don't know. Your games are simply going to be spread across ESPN, ESPN2, ESPNU, ABC, SEC Network, and then ESPN Plus for the streaming games. You also, David, lose the primetime advertising, which sounds silly, but think of all the times you flipped by and saw the Big Bang Theory or something, and up pops a graphic, Saturday at 3:30, Alabama versus Tennessee. You know, you may get that on ABC, but for the most part, that promotion is going to go all to ESPN, which is sports fans, but it's not Fox, NBC, CBS. From a national branding standpoint, is the SEC losing out here? Do you like what the Big Ten did, or would you not leave ESPN if you're the Big Ten?
It's a really complicated question. I think we could talk about this.
4 minutes.
Yeah, we can talk about this for like an hour. So, in short, if you still have all the best teams, you're still going to be okay. Now, the big numbers where you're getting, 10 million people watching your games, those happen on over-the-air broadcasts. So the Big Ten, they're going to have a huge advantage there. When they have a big game in primetime, if you have a top 10 Penn State and a top 5 Michigan, that's going to put a huge number because it's over-the-air. The SEC doesn't have nearly as many over-the-air games. It's going to be hard to get those big numbers. Now, top to bottom, the SEC certainly has bigger fan bases, but the Big Ten, when you look at Ohio State and Michigan and all that, the potential is going to be massive for them there. Now, the other side of that is ESPN has a pretty powerful content operation around shaping the narrative of the sport, how people talk about the sport. The example you've heard a lot is like when the NHL went off ESPN, you would have thought the NHL didn't exist. Now, that's not going to be the same.
They can't do that with half the good teams in college football in the Big Ten. So.
But when you talk about TV, CBS Sports Network, FS1, NBC Sports Network, the places that are going to be talking about the sport, they don't have the reach of ESPN and the conversation around when you talk about game day, you talk about Sports Center, the things that people watch as part of their daily life. So, ultimately, I think as long as you got the best teams, you're going to be okay in the SEC because their access to talent, the passion, the facility is going to be okay. But it's a big win for the Big Ten because it can really help them. And again, we're talking about a bi-coastal Big Ten. People forget about that as well.
They're national.
Yeah.
They took an NFL approach with their marketing. They're national with their, the good thing for the SEC is for competition, it's regional. Mm-hmm. Even the 2 schools you just added, their states touch. It's all touching, Yeah. But the problem is if you're looking at growing your audience and growing the dollars, I don't know that regional is the wise way to go. From a fan's perspective, I like knowing noon here, 3:30 here, and 7:30 here, as opposed to, are we ESPNU this week or ESPN2, or are we going to be? And I don't know what we're going to get when the SEC cuts theirs together. They better have a cool theme music. I'll say that, though. But my question for you guys, since you both cover some recruiting, do recruits care? Does it matter to them if Tennessee's going up against Michigan for a kid? Michigan's on the NBC at 7:30. Tennessee's on ESPNU at 4. Does that matter or no?
I say no. I think most kids, TV used to be a thing back in especially the 90s, 2000s. Like, we're on TV more, come play here.
Right.
Now everybody's on TV. And once you get past that, I don't think most people care. To that point, I don't think most high school recruits watch as much college football as people would want to think. But the ones that do, and when they're looking at their families, watching them in college, all they want to care is that they can see them on TV somewhere.
Okay, Josh?
Yeah, recruits are watching YouTube as much as they're watching the network channels, realistically. That includes during college football games while they're on. So I don't think they care at all. If they do, it ranks very low. I think, can you get me to the NFL? Are you playing for championships, competing with the best players, which helps you get to the NFL? I think those are still going to be the priorities, as well as NIL dollars, not TV dollars.
If you are Joe Fan, do you like one of these packages better than the other? If you had, are you like me? I may just be a product of ancient times where, oh, look, the networks. You guys may say, oh, I like being on the Quack and Flarb channel at, 0.7. That's great. Do you guys care?
I'll say from an average fan standpoint, I think the thing that I wonder about is, does this result in College Game Day becoming more SEC-centric? And if it does, I like the ESPN deal. To me, everything else is almost a wash. You see national championship games on ESPN now. There's a reason for that.
Although that'll change with this new deal.
Yeah.
It'll be split between Fox and ESPN.
Right, but you've seen that in the past because over-the-air network broadcast not as big of a deal as it used to be.
Yes. Josh, do you like one of these packages better than the other?
Well, and, to the game day scheduling, as you showed that, John, I don't care in the way that I consume, but I do think the way the SEC schedule is done, it still confuses fans. I still get questions. So what time is the Florida game? What time is Tennessee playing LSU? Still haven't caught up to, well, it's going to be the Monday before the previous week, which is confusing. So I think most fans would probably disagree with me and say, I like knowing 12 o'clock, 3:30, 7 o'clock.
And I think one thing we didn't talk about that we should hit on too, Big 12 experiences this year, there's 3 huge time slots. Well, there's 20 Big 12, Big 10 teams here coming here soon, 16 for now. Get out your wallet because you're going to be paying for Peacock, you're going to be paying for ESPN Plus, and when those games, not every game's going to be big, and when your team's on there, I feel bad for the 50 and up crowd that is just not really paying attention to all these streaming services, and they're going to be wondering, what is ESPN Plus? What channel is that? Where is Peacock? Like, that's going to be an issue. It was an issue in the Big 12 this year. It's going to be a pretty
I'm
big
sure you
problem.
guys get it too. Anytime it's something's on the alternate channel, you're bombarded with, what the hell's the alternate channel?
Exactly.
And people are always asking.
And that's only going to grow. That's money in their pocket.
Fans are going to pay for all of that, whether you're a Big Ten fan, SEC fan, you're paying for that to happen.
And imagine the headache when a game runs over and has to start on a different channel and all that.
Yeah. Well, that's where they have an advantage there too, because I don't think that you're going to have a game running over into NBC. Whereas ESPN, those channels that the SEC is going to be on, they're wall-to-wall games to where it could be a lot of alternate channels. Whereas if you're the Big Ten and your game's on at 3:30, it's on at 3:30. So, all right, when we come back, let's talk about the money side of this. Should the SEC be concerned, should SEC schools like Tennessee be concerned that Rutgers, Maryland, Northwestern are on pace to make more money than they are? We'll discuss that next. Come on back on the Sports Source.